I wasn't paying that much attention to the HUD throughout the trial. This is the part where I ended up having the brute force. Great. Couldn't get through the menu to load the game, huh? I wasn't paying that much attention to the HUD, like, as things were going. Like, toward the beginning of that chapter, I was like, okay, it changed Eris's title to Empress of Discord, but I don't think it changed her age or her school of specialization. Then I stopped paying attention to it, and I wonder if any of those other details changed. So I'll keep an eye out for that as we go forward. Alright. It's Gygus. Load. Pardon. I've killed people. They were usually criminals or bandits, but I still frightened me how unaffected I was by their deaths. All these games to use. Alright, we read this. This is the fourth time we're reading this. I mean, it's my fault I went back and reread it, right? But a little too good. People told me that taking the lives of others would be hard, but I never felt that uneasiness, not even once. But now we're actually confirming that Celeste's saying this, unlike before. You think that I was some kind of unfeeling monster? Wait, she's asleep right now. And maybe I am. The time I spent with you filled me with more happiness than I could have ever dreamed of. Maybe she's actually talking to Eris. Yeah, it could save them along that, maybe not. But good to protect you. I felt needed when you were lying. Made me feel like I was actually something I've never felt before. But it was too good to be true, wasn't it? In the end, I failed you. I couldn't protect you. Just like I couldn't protect my father. I don't understand. What did you ever see in someone like me? I really don't understand. She's in Purple World. Why would you go this far for me? It's good to see you too. Ow! What was that for? You know what that was for, you jerk, Baka. I literally had to sign my soul away to hell to keep you alive, and you just threw your life away? What else was I supposed to do? Should I have just let Lucio kill you? Yes, that's exactly what you should have done. It's a lot better than gambling away your life. I was never going to go along with that. Do you even know me? This is why I couldn't tell you the truth. Because I knew you'd do something stupid like this. At least I get to spend eternity together. You know I always get to the truth in the end. All you did was make that process extremely frustrating. I could have gotten away with it. Can't even beat me at chess. They were made for each other. Yeah, for sure. Literally, whoever made this game made them for each other. How are you going to hide a murder from me? Oh, you! Tyrion. I killed Pierce. Yeah? I know. At first, I tried to justify it by saying he would die in 1 month anyways. And that's what's his life, and what's his life compared to yours, right? When I looked at him just lying there unconscious, I just got so angry. So I woke him up. You don't have revive, you have a heal spell. I think this is a new song, version of this song. Compendia, where's her compendium? I don't have her compendium, right. Oh yeah. What? Oh man. That explains. This was the thing that was kind of nagging me, is that they said they used his own blood to form, like, with shape liquid, but like, where did his blood come from to begin with to use shape liquid, unless they did some bloodbender shenanigans? So this actually makes sense. She killed him to fulfill the contract and then revived him, and then he died again. What a, well. I wanted him to experience a fraction of the pain that my dad felt. Someone like him didn't deserve a peaceful death. So Celeste, you hate me, don't you? This time, I'm the disgusting murderer you've been looking for. So why couldn't you just let me die? Do you honestly think I care for you that little? What? You are, and always will be, extremely important to me. 1, betrayal won't change how I feel about you. 2, we'll see. 3, that's pushing it. Tyrion, So you're not getting rid of me that easily. I'll always be there when you need me, and no matter where you go, we're going there together. Well, I think we might be heading to a pretty bad place. Well, I'm not the one to celebrate a victory prematurely. But if you're already admitting defeat, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Eris, I can't believe you brought me here. I will never hear the end of this from my father. Where are we? The courtroom of the gods, the place where truth and reality are determined. Court of Azathoth. I'll give you one last chance, Tyrion. You made a rash decision, but I can still send you back. Even now, she's still trying to dissuade you. Why is she so intent on making you give up? You're nervous, aren't you? Is that so? There's a reason why you didn't want to bring me here. You didn't want me to bring you here. I'm going to find out what. Your persistence was endearing at first, but now it's honestly really annoying. I suppose we'll have to do this the hard way then. Don't say I didn't warn you. Argument. You should have taken my offer when you had the chance. The only way to nullify my contract is to unequivocally prove that its conditions weren't fulfilled. My contract was written without flaw, so says the word of Asmodeus. Asmodeus? Is that her dad? By his word, demons are incapable of speaking lies. You're out of your element, Tyrion. This is my domain. Negotiate? Disputing a blood contract was truly impossible. There would be no need for this court to exist. That's kind of true. If disputing a blood contract... If saying words was possible, then I'd be a better streamer. If disputing a blood contract was truly impossible, there would be no need for this court to exist. Demons are powerful, but they aren't omniscient. They can't possibly be aware of contradicting circumstances that may be created when they make a contract. That was a big chunk. That was like 40%? You're hiding something that you desperately need to keep hidden. You even went as far as to knock out Celeste before we could get that information from her. Oh, really now? You tried to confound the investigation by manipulating Celeste's memories. But the contradiction in her testimony proves one thing. She didn't see you and Beatrice enter the prayer room until 2 p.m. at the earliest. This so-called contradiction is based on the testimony of Lifa Frigga. How are you so sure that her testimony is reliable? It's supported by the testimonies of Miriam and Lord Asclepius. They were all together at the time. Their testimony is sound. Oh, really? It looks like you've made a contradiction. What? Lifa Frigga, Miriam Frigga, and Lazaric Asclepius encountered an illusion. And that makes their testimonies unreliable. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? An illusion? What kind of illusion? Who knows? My statement still stands. You can't just expect to accept your claims without any evidence. I can't speak lies, Tyrion. Every statement that comes out of my mouth has to be true. I don't need any proof. In this court, the only thing that matters is what is true and what is false. And the word of Asmodeus says that Lifa's testimony is unreliable. Damn it. She can just say whatever she wants without having to provide any context. But she only said that Lifa was tricked. She won't specify an exact time. What else proves Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m.? Is there something else that proves Lifa didn't begin her search until 2 p.m.? The dog? The cop. Ah, for crying out loud. What's this? Oh, you're gonna have to do better than that if you want to beat me. It has to be something that's not... Oh. Is it the letter? She didn't disappear until 2 p.m. I'm assuming that I can't use testimony because of the whole illusion nonsense. The cop had to be with her. There's a dog. Leafa Friga, Miriam Friga, and Lazarus Asclepius encountered an illusion. What illusion? I mean, like, maybe an autopsy report? Alright, let's do the thing we should have done before. And just look at the time. It's 2:05 p.m. I did. So I saw her at 2:30. Eris supposedly lost track of Beatrice and searched for her in the garden. At 2 p.m., Aster the Wyvern Guard went to pay his respects at his father's coffin. Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m. Is it maybe someone else's testimony? Leafa, Miriam, and Lazarick. Neither makes her testimonies unreliable, so yes. Can't just express can't speak lies here. Everything comes out of my mouth has to be true. I don't need any proof. It's only one thing that matters was false. Leafa's testimony is unreliable. She only said that Leafa was tricked. She didn't specify an exact time. What else was Beatrice? I feel like the cop being with her is a pretty good answer, but let's see what else we got. I mean, I also saw her. Still says she's 16 and illusion, even though she said she's one of the oldest evils. What else proves Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m.? Me. I saw her. Dog. The guard being with her seems pretty good. I'm just gonna try anything that has a time on it. Leafa's testimony does contradict what she said, but she already declared that it's not reliable. However, that testimony also mentions something else that happened. Yeah, you freaking cheeky game. I have to use that event instead. Thanks. Leafa, Frigate, Miriam, and Leather were together and were about to search for Beatrice. However, the King Director reported that a glyph of contingency had just checked. I actually was gonna do this purely on the merit that it says 2 p.m. Regardless of when it happened, Leafa and her party went to search for Beatrice after you two went missing. Do you confirm or deny that? I won't deny it. She didn't confirm it either. Why are you falling for this? Whoever set that trap, they set it to trigger whenever Aster approached his father's body, and it didn't trigger until 2 p.m. Leafa and her buddy were about to search for Beatrice when the Kingsguard informed them of what happened, and mind you, the Kingsguard did this immediately after the trap was sprung. Since Leafa was about to begin her search when this happened, Beatrice couldn't have gone missing until that time. And once again, you're predicating that on Aster's testimony, not just him. Eris, not just him, Eris, several members of the Kingsguard witnessed this. True. And that is why I'll respond with this. An activated force cage did not trap Aster to Wivengard during or after 1:50 p.m. But what about, as soon as it triggered, he cast that evocation spell, so they should have been able to trace that, but it's not 48 hours later. So says the word of Asmodeus. But how? That testimony came from multiple people. Are you saying that the trap was sprung earlier than that? Don't you remember, Tyrion? I can manipulate the memories of people who have a blood contract with me. But I'll give you a little clue. The Empress of Discord made contracts with multiple Knights of the Kingsguard. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? I tampered with their memories. You can't trust their accounts of what happened. How many people did you make contracts with? Little Lady Steelin has been investigating my work for the last few months, but I've had my talons in Wivengard for far longer than that. I've been preparing for this for quite some time. But even the Kingsguard, no one is safe from temptation. Everyone has a price. Your little girlfriend should know that better than anyone. Gulp. Still, there has to be something. I still have more evidence. Oh, really? Whose testimony would be relying on this time? You can present all the evidence you want. Most of what you have is based on eyewitness accounts. Even so, you can't have possibly made a contract with everyone there. Let's check that again, shall we? It's possible that I have a blood contract with everyone present during the massacre. So says the word of Asmodeus. Except that one guy. Aster's literally the one person we know for 100% fact that doesn't have one, right? Are you kidding me? But you only said it's possible. You never said that it actually happened. You're the one disputing my contract, Tyrion. The burden of proof is on you. That's completely ridiculous. How could I possibly verify a statement like that? Way to tell me the answer. It's simple. Issue a divine edict on the person who was at the cathedral. To each person who was at the cathedral. You know he can't do that. If he gets it wrong even once, he'll die. Well, that sounds more like your problem than mine. Damn it. Nothing to say, Tyrion? Isn't this the part where you present some groundbreaking piece of evidence? As long as your statement stands, you have to doubt every piece of testimony you've gathered. Everyone at the cathedral could have been compromised. Except... Aster. I know he doesn't have a blood contract with you. I suppose you're right. So, are you going to use his testimony? He couldn't observe much from within that force cage. Do you understand now? You were never meant to win this game. Crap. Aw, man. But I've got to give you points for entertaining me this long. This is the most fun I've ever had, and I truly mean that. Tyrion, come on, there has to be something you can use. But all the clues you've gathered could potentially be lies created by her. They're useless against her. To Tyrion, you have to say something. Feel your strength fading. It feels as if you're being pulled into an eternal sleep. This has always been a contest of willpower, and I think he's finally run out. No! I recall what happened during Beatrice's trial. Your mother gave you the knowledge you needed to win. She did it before. Can she save you again? Mom, please. I need your help. Please, just tell me what to do. We hear nothing back. No. It appears you're truly alone now. You knew this was a long shot, but you still held out hope. You just wanted to protect Celeste, and you really thought you could do this. But Eris is a being who wraps herself in layers upon layers of lies. She has the power to make you doubt everything. The witness testimonies, even your hard evidence could be a fabrication. How could you possibly argue against someone like that? It's not fair. It's not fair, Ms. Timora. They're not even bothering to investigate the crime properly, age 15. Is a defense attorney at age 15? Well, of course they're not. If they did, they'd be forced to admit that my client is innocent. How are you so calm right now? Is this what it's always like? How are you supposed to win like this? They can just keep changing the narrative however they want. They can, and that's exactly how I'll beat them. What? Look, Cuthbert, almost every part of the system is against us, but there's one advantage we have over the prosecution, and that's pure and objective logic. Logic? Tyrion, the prosecutor does all sorts of things to validate their case. They present evidence, they call witnesses, and they use those things to create conclusions. They create a box and throw a bunch of facts into it. They tell the court that everything within that box is the truth. And conversely, that makes everything outside of it a lie. How does that help us? You point out contradictions in their case. That makes them throw more and more facts into the box to keep their case consistent. But if even one fact in the box is false, the entire thing falls apart. But surely they'll realize what they're doing. If they play dumb and refuse to add anything to this box, well, you can force them to. What? You can present your own truths. And you force the prosecution to either accept or deny them. By doing that, you can control what goes into the box. This all sounds so complicated. I don't know if I'll ever get the hang of it. Don't worry, you've always been a sharp kid. I know you'll do great things, so don't give up. I can present my own truths? Oh, are they gonna let me save? Aha, they lied. Eris's case hinges when Beatrice disappeared. And she changed Celeste's memories to make her think everything happened earlier, which can only mean Beatrice Frigga did not go missing before 2 p.m. What was that? I said...
This is far from over.
Beatrice Frigga did not go missing before 2 p.m. So says the word of Horus. What the hell? You feel yourself filled with a radiant power of the Eye of Horus. With its power fully unleashed, you feel the divine energy of the upper planes coursing through you. Tyrion? You have wings! Wait, really? You frantically turn around, only catching glimpses of spectral wings on your back. Spin around for a while until you realize that your feet aren't even touching the ground anymore. You! What did you just do? I became a celestial. Which means, no! I also can't tell lies. In any other situation, that would be a handicap. But here, that finally puts me on equal footing with you. Why don't you just die already? You tried everything you could to break me. You drove a wedge between me and Ruby. You even manipulated Celeste into betraying me. But I'm still standing, Eris. I think you might be a little out of your depth right now. I have lived 1,000,000 of your pathetic lifetimes, and you think I'm out of my depth? I am the Empress of Discord, ruler of the 6th Circle of Hell. Is she? I am a god. She doesn't know, Tyrion. What the hell are you laughing about? Whoever you are, man, king, or god, I won't let anyone stop me from reaching the truth. Grr. Since you've so graciously bared your soul to me, I guess I should do the same. Oh, we're gonna see her true form? I wanted to break your spirit in this form. Also, I could keep things fair and interesting. But you know what? Right now, I just want to see you die. What? What happened? Celeste? I'm here. I can't wait to tear you both apart. I'll let you bitrate beam. She was cuter before. What? What is that thing? It suddenly becomes a Capcom game. I.e. Little Nemo when you get to the last level and it becomes a Capcom game. Did you two honestly think my true form was that of a teenage girl? Lord of the Sith, 6th. No, I am an ancient one. I am older than time itself. Ended up having the brute force. They let me save in the middle of that, at least. It feels liberating to break free from that weak mortal shell. So, this is what you truly look like. Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, I'm taking Celeste's soul back. Kick her ass, Tyrion! I'm going to carve your souls and mount them into the fields of Malbarage. Fate challenged. I got my health back, okay. You need to be careful, you're bound by the same rules as her now. You can't tell lies in this one, even accidentally. Why don't you pick up where we left off? I've established that Beatrice didn't go missing until 2 p.m. I wonder, why would you go to so much trouble to make me doubt that? Why indeed? She gave her testimony. Celeste said that Eris and Beatrice entered the prayer room at 1:40 p.m. But from the axiom you declared, you know, Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 o'clock p.m. Why did Eris change Celeste's memories? Clearly changed Celeste's memories, but for what purpose? Woof. Alright. Eris needed Tyrion. Eris needed Arya to attack the truth. Hang on. Eris and Beatrice entered the prayer room at 1:40 p.m. Eris clearly changed Celeste's memories, but for what purpose? Eris forced Celeste to believe the blood contract occurred earlier. Eris needed Celeste to believe the victims never actually happened. Ares needed Celeste to believe the events occurred earlier. Sounds good to me. I believe you needed Celeste to think that the events happened much earlier. Staying quiet? That won't work this time. Celeste McCoy remembered the attack occurring earlier, much earlier than it actually did. So says the word of Horus. Nothing to say? You can't stay quiet forever. I didn't need her to think that specifically. I simply wanted to confound your ability to deduce what actually happened. And is that not what happened? That may be, but I think you had a specific reason to move her timeline back. This has to do with the contract. But how? This is what's in dispute right now, like in general, right? So let's blood conjure. With the apparent death of Tyrion, Cuthbert, and the Empress of Discord, shall revive him upon the eternal surgeon. As part of her servitude, such precaution good and action deemed necessary to secure the compliance and cooperation of Arya Steelman. She had to make Celeste think that she was responsible for like all the deaths, maybe? A specific reason to move her timeline back. An event occurred that required Ares to change Celeste's memories. So says the word of Horus. An event occurred that required Ares to change Celeste's memories. I saw her. Tyrion. You had a specific reason to move her timeline back. So let's remember the attack occurring much earlier than it actually did. An event occurred required Ares to change Celeste's memories. Why did you need to change the timeline of Celeste's memories? Alright, we have established that she needs the blood contract to change memories. But she had to believe that she was saving Tyrion? No blood contract. The dog ran away. Demon Marineth called Archduke Remus regularly to meet him at 1:50 p.m. He apparently had very important information. He could never speak with Marineth until 3:10. An event occurred that required Ares to change Celeste's memories. she fought Arya. So she needed to change her memories into thinking that she didn't fight Arya. Darn. Harris wanted you to believe that Celeste signed the contract with her at 1:40 p.m. I lost more health. She needs you to believe that to keep the narrative logically consistent. Is it the route? Because she tried to make us believe that the other guy died first? What? You need to believe that to keep the narrative logically consistent. I just wanted you to believe that Celeste signed the contract with her at 1:40 p.m. She needed me to believe that Celeste signed the contract at 1:40 p.m. Well, that's because of what I saw. Alright, sure. What? Because I saw Beatrice at 2:30. Logically consistent. I'm getting sleepy, guys. I need to finish this, though. This guy. Specifically, this prompt was the one. Alright. He talked to this guy, the demon. So the story of Tyrion Cuthbert ends. I enjoy bringing your flayed carcass back to Malvoj. Refuse! Got him. I refuse so hard, dude. Blah, blah, blah. Eris needed Celeste to believe the blood contract occurred earlier. Celeste, remember the attack occurring much earlier than it actually did. So says the word of Horus. Nothing to say. You can't say quite. I didn't need her to think that specifically. I simply wanted to confound your ability to deduce what actually happened. Is that not what happened? That may be a specific reason for moving your time limit. An event occurred. What happened that would make her needed? The murder route seems like a good guess. Alright, Garrick Pierce sent you a letter. Paper's torn in the middle. The paper being torn. Is Ruby Timora's actual deal defending people against demon contracts? Suspicious sound investigated. I already did this one. Alaric saw you. The Inquisition found a frozen blade impaling Garrick Pierce. His stomach. Murders for Inquisition discovered something was wrong when Alaric, the Wyvern Guard, reported that a fire had broken out in the common room. He also told them that Arya stealing a spell on him. He's read as soon as spotted the unconscious guards outside the prayer room. They did not see Celeste McCoy and Arya stealing. The fact that he saw the fire, though, is kind of maybe unexpected. Just because they were found unconscious after the bodies were found, they've been unresponsive since the massacre. He saw Beatrice losing consciousness. Could have been an illusion. Regardless, I saw the prayer room at 2:30. Beatrice figure spell compendium. The answer is in a spell compendium. I'll have to present the specific spell, I guess. Was it that he showed up? At 1:40. Oh, the marriage meeting. Maybe. And that ended at 1:40 though. We did that one. Alex Wimgard saw Arya steal and exiting the common room. He saw fire started there, but when he asked Steele what was going on, she cast transmutation spell on him. She suddenly felt nauseous and went to the westward balcony. She lost consciousness. The fact that you couldn't have a contract with this guy? Wait, something happened that made her need to change the time to 1:40. I don't know. Man. Refuse. Refuse. Eris needed Celeste to believe the events occurred earlier. Okay. Do you remember the attack earlier, much earlier than it did? I didn't need her to think that specifically. Alright. Celeste McCoy remembered the attack occurring much earlier. I didn't need her to think that specifically. No. Yeah, because I feigned death. Everything got a time on it. An event occurred that required Eris to change Celeste's memories. the dog. I feel like I can actually figure this out, but man, alright. So let's go the opposite way. If she had actually... What would be the inconsistency? Like, if the attack happened at 2 o'clock, what's the inconsistency? Why does it matter what time Celeste thought the events happened? This is 10 minutes. This is kind of in range. I want to prod, I'll let you know. So this is kind of interesting. Cast uses their ability to predict the results of all their actions for the durations. This is interesting because the duration is interesting, but I think she's the only one that has that. Alright, where's your compendium? Foresight, strike true. That's the only thing that has a narrow enough time slot for it to matter. Alright, let's think about this. She attacks at 2, but she needs Celeste to think she attacked at 1:40. Eris needed Celeste to believe the events occurred Alright, let's just go. Let me look at my things one at a time and see. You also thought the meeting was at 1:45. Up at the cathedral grounds. Attacked her as well. The two stand still. No, what? The whole deal about remember I made a big deal about how she said it was a 20-minute fight, and then someone else said it was 15, and then someone else said it was nearly 30? Here we are. I had a 2:45 in the prayer because of death was blood loss. Charge for something. Used to try the frozen blade and paling out of his stomach. The retreat transformation on the blood supposed to murder shape of the face, but what would murder? Murderers are out. She was unconscious. She only saw for a brief moment. If it's something that I thought I did that I didn't do already, maybe you could say that, but maybe. Nah, don't do that. He was later found comatose in front of the prayer room or something. It was also Beatrice when she disappeared. Spell compendium transforms for the following spells. Is it because it took other people longer? This at least better make sense after I get the answer. Alright, we did marriage meeting. From 1:15 to 1:40 p.m., Master de Woodguard and Arya Steele spoke with High Speaker Theon Arceus about their upcoming wedding. At 1:40 p.m., Steele abruptly left the meeting and didn't answer us. It will make sense? Okay. Demon Marineth called Archduke Remus. You know, Marineth also called to Beatrice while we were chilling in the garden. It's the unicorn statue. What's the duration of this frog spell? 1 hour. I want to say that, like, the timing had to make her think that Steven goes to the purple march to mind control conspiracy. Supposedly this mark has been found to see the several gruesome murders throughout Womenguard Arya because she's getting close to the truth. She regained consciousness after the massacre she found. Yeah, this one. She was on to you. Gotta be a blood contract, right? Nope. Arya Steele attacked Von Sanctus with a firebolt. I mean, there were like a couple things. These murders, none of these murders seem to go as planned. An event occurred that required Eris to change Celeste's memories. I know all the answers except this one, I'll say. Let's see. Murderer went from the common... Alright. Was the event that Garrick died before she was supposed to kill him? will make sense. Remember the attack occurring much earlier than it actually did. Is it because of, like, when the ice melted from the ice attack? The ice melted. What? I said this 5 hours ago. It didn't come up. You need Celeste to think she signed the contract much earlier than 2 p.m. That's because Lloyd von Sanctus' death occurred at 2:05 p.m. It would imply that you killed me, convinced Celeste to sign a contract, and made Celeste... Like, why isn't the murder route literally the same answer as that? That's so... I can present something that's one of the two inconsistencies, or I can present something that demonstrates both of the inconsistencies at once, and that doesn't work. I'm not sure I got it by presenting Sybil's autopsy. Yeah, I also just presented Sybil's autopsy. I think it's because of the timestamp, but there's a timestamp on both of these. But also, like, the whole route, the route also indicates that these two died first, which is like the real issue at hand, is that Sybil and von Sanctus died before Piers. Yeah, this tells me the order of the attacks. Whatever. Alright, it's fine. That's just how these games go. All in a span of 5 minutes. If that's true, could it be possible that Celeste isn't the patron? What? It's the only logical conclusion. The timeline is far too short. Even if you remember being tricked by her, we can't trust your memories. Isn't that right, Eris? Your desperation is almost pitiful. See, that's the problem. Like, here's the problem is that, like, I thought I had covered that whole, like, logical conclusion by that one piece of evidence. So it kind of made me write off the autopsy reports because I had presented the other thing, which basically represented the same thing, in my mind at least. Oh, whatever. It's fine. I'm gonna give myself credit for it anyway. If you were brute forcing it, you would have just gone in order and Sybil would have come up first. I should respond so there's no room for doubt. Celeste McCoy was the person who gave Arya Steelwind that blood contract. So says the word of Asmodeus. I knew it. Is something wrong? I know the truth is hard to accept sometimes, but Celeste did betray Arya's trust. She always speaks in technicality, so you can't take that claim at face value, but this could also be a trick. You could declare outright that Celeste is not the patron, but if you're wrong about that, you'll most definitely die. Good thing I saved it. You can be certain before you decide to declare. Okay. Let's assume that Celeste isn't the patron. Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? Celeste isn't the patron. That contract would have already been signed. You already concluded the blood contract was disguised as a normal legal document. You recall something that happened, but it's still muddled. What was it? Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? Ares killed, tricked. Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? Celeste killed Garrick Pierce using a spell. Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? Arya killed Arya. Celeste tricked Arya. Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? I know that she said it, but Celeste did betray Arya's trust. She always feels too. Celeste McCoy is the person who gave Arya Steelman that blood contract. Which one? No, you recall something that happened in front of the prayer room. It was brief, so you can't remember exactly who it was. It was a short exchange between Celeste and Arya. I'm so confused. Was Arya actually there when I was conscious? Arya dropped the thing. Arya dropped evidence in front of Celeste. Did she trick her into signing a contract so she wouldn't talk about the wedding? Why? What? This did happen. Please. Arya dropped. Oh. Oh. Well. Alright. I didn't see that option. That option's definitely better. I just didn't see it at first. So I just went with the more general thing. She awkwardly skitters away. You see something fall out of her pocket. Oh wait, Arya, you dropped your runestone. She picks up the runestone, she accidentally activates it. Image of a piece of evidence. Literally what I tried to say. She quickly hides it. So this was actually the blood contract. But Celeste must have thought it was a wedding contract. Oh. Oh, I see. Celeste just invaded privacy. I'm really happy for you. She definitely handed that contract to her after it was signed. Oh, right. So was she not the original patron but then became the patron? Or are there multiple patrons now? Whoever hands this piece of paper to her has control over her? Oh, I didn't stop to consider that. Or maybe it was signed. It could have been signed before it was handed to her, and then it was later handed to her? What? This is because the person who hands the contract to Arya Steelman will be referred to as the patron. Huh, she definitely handed that contract to her after it was signed, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's not the patron either. Something wrong? You look conflicted. No, from the very beginning, she's been trying to get in your head. She thrives on doubt and mistrust, but you've always known from the very beginning. Celeste would never betray Arya like that. Subsequently is not the patron described from Arya Steelman's blood contract. So it says the word of Horus. Celeste McCoy saw Arya drop this contract before she entered the prayer room with Tyrion. Due to the Empress's discord changing her memory, she can't remember what was written on this contract. Ugh, even now, you trust her that much. Wait, but that means you didn't betray Arya, Celeste. She only manipulated your memories after the fact. She wanted to make you think that you did, so it's not my fault? It isn't, but that means it has a far more unsettling implication. Someone else is the patron, but who? No, that's not important right now. You need to focus on saving Celeste. Celeste wasn't the one who secured Arya's compliance and cooperation. So she kind of didn't fulfill that part of the bargain since it was already done? But she can help more. Doesn't that make your contract flawed? Please, I thought you were an attorney. The contract states that Celeste would engage in actions deemed necessary to secure the compliance and cooperation of Arya's stealing. No further actions were necessary. She was already under my influence by then. That means none of this is her fault. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Neither Arya Steelman nor Beatrice Frege was directly responsible for the death of Garrick Pierce, so says the word of Asmodeus. Right, there's still the death of Pierce. Doesn't matter who's responsible for the massacre as a whole. All that matters is the validity of my contract. You act like you're in control of this situation, but you've been nervous ever since I began disputing your contract. You're hiding something, aren't you? You can say for sure. The second paragraph is vague, but what about the first and third paragraphs? Something is off here. Wait, is it possible that I didn't die? You were still revived from being unconscious, though. Haha, are you still in denial? Thought we were ready to die to save your beloved Celeste. Answer the question, Eris. We can't trust Celeste's memories. That memory where she confirmed my death could all be a fabrication. If you're still holding on to hope that you'll survive this, let me state it plainly. If Celeste McCoy did, in fact, observe that Tyrion Cuthbert was dead. This one's easy. I did not alter that memory, so says the word of Asmodeus. I'm sorry, Tyrion. How did you revive me, Eris? Did you even have the power to resurrect people from the dead? Who do you think you're talking to? Of course I do. But if you doubt me, why don't you declare that Tyrion Cuthbert never died? Knowing her, she could be baiting you into a lie, but it's equally likely she's bluffing. Still doubt that I resurrected you? I'll state this. Beings of my power are able to resurrect people from the dead. So says the word of Asmodeus. If you're saying that, it must be true. You're clearly not acting in faith. How can I trust what you're saying? Or do you need to specify that beings of your power can do that? Is it possible that it's not a simple or easy feat to accomplish? Yeah. Why would you need to specify that beings of your power can do that? Is it possible that it's not simple or easy feat to accomplish? For example, would Marineth be able to resurrect a person from the dead using a contract? Let me save you some trouble. I'll say it for you. The Emperor says we can't resurrect people easily. So says the word of Horus. Nope. That's not the same as saying it was impossible for me to do it, but it would require a large amount of effort on your part, perhaps. But recall my previous declaration. Celeste was there. By all accounts, she concluded you were dead. How thoroughly did you check me? I have experience in first aid, and it was pretty bad. You weren't breathing and your heart was stopped. She tried to resuscitate you for several minutes, but to no avail. Right, there's no way your body could survive that long without oxygen and blood flow unless... And Eris just confirmed that Celeste spent several minutes trying to resuscitate you, but there has to be more to this than you're seeing. What could have created this scenario? Easy. You may have been able to resurrect me, but you had a far easier way to create that scenario. And luckily for you, Beatrice was there and under your control. Oh, are you saying that Beatrice can resurrect people from the dead? Well, she can make zombies. No, the opposite is actually true. Beatrice Frege casts feign death on Tyrion Cuthbert. So says the word of Horus. What? I'm sorry, Celeste, but I was never dead. She just used a spell to trick you. No. So everything I did, it was for nothing. But that means you never resurrected him. It didn't say resurrected, it said revived, which could mean bringing him back from consciousness. See? He was never dead in the first place. The contract only said that he was apparently dead. All I did was revive him by making Beatrice release her spell, which allowed him to wake up. Well, that eliminates the first paragraph as a possible weak point. Wait, if Celeste doesn't do this part, is it necessarily her fault? It doesn't say that the impetus is on her to do this. It just says that she will do it. Huh. That only leaves the death of Garrick Pierce at Celeste's hand. Something happened with Pierce, didn't it? What are you hiding? Whatever could you be talking about? Your contract says that Celeste must bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hand. Since you wrote that contract, that must have been your intent from the beginning. So why are you nervous? Something went wrong, didn't it? If you want to stay quiet, I'll just... All this could be an elaborate trick to bait you into making a false statement. You need to be careful. You need to find out exactly what went wrong. Is it possible that Celeste didn't kill Garrick Pierce? Are you serious? He's the man who killed her adoptive father and was slated to be executed next month. She didn't have a rational reason not to trade his life for yours. Yeah, as bad as it sounds, that wouldn't be a hard choice for me. There isn't a single reason I wouldn't take a deal like that. She may have wanted to, but something else might have happened. Perhaps Beatrice or Arya misinterpreted one of your commands and killed him against your wishes. You're making this so tedious. Neither the Empress of Discord, Arya Steelman, nor Beatrice Frege killed Garrick Pierce. What's in Garrick Pierce's compendium again? Prestidigitation, conjure light, conjure water, frost wave, and shape liquid. So who's left? Maybe I killed him. So there's Celeste, there's me, and there's Garrick himself. It's Asmodeus. Or not Asmodeus, it's Garrett. It's the imp. Well, what if you forced Celeste to kill him? She signed that contract already, so you had control of her. So it wasn't of her own volition, maybe. The contract says she needed to kill Pierce of her own volition and agency. Do you honestly think I would make a foolish mistake like that? Celeste McCoy had complete control of her actions when Pierce died. So says the word of Asmodeus. The first time. What if someone else killed Garrick Pierce on accident? Maybe a member of the Kingsguard who survived and entered the prayer room. Powered by a blood contract you don't remember signing and angel bull hockey you can't quite figure out giving you magic you never had, you killed Garrick Pierce. Yeah, while I was unconscious. Cackle. Try again, Tyrion. That's not saying it's not true. You're just telling me to try again. Garrick Pierce's death was not an accident. It was intentional and committed with malice. And while I'm at it, the Empress of... That's so many words! The Empress of Discord, Celeste McCoy, Tyrion, Cuthbert, Beatrice Frege, and Arya Steelman were the only people in the prayer room with Garrick Pierce when he died. Right, exactly. So that leaves Celeste, Tyrion, and Garrick. No. Do you understand now? I can refute any possible explanation you may have for Pierce's death. But the truth is, Tyrion, Garrick Pierce's death occurred because of Celeste McCoy's actions. No. Have you given up? Have I finally extinguished the light of hope within you? I can't believe it. I can't believe you fell for that. What? You've never thrown consecutive declarations at me like that before. It's because I'm getting close, isn't it? Ah! You can freely manipulate Celeste's memories of what happened. And I don't have any evidence that implies what actually transpired in the prayer room. The only person who could tell me that was you. What? You thought you could overwhelm me by shooting down all my theories. But all you did was tell me the exact state of the room when Garrick Pierce died. And now I can figure out what actually happened. Well, wait. Who killed Garrick Pierce? Well, there's only 3 options. And it's probably not Celeste. I was unconscious. Alright, so 6 people. She specifically said it wasn't 3 of them. She wants me to think it's Celeste, so it's not her, and I was unconscious. That only leaves Garrick. Eris Ilmater, Empress of Discord. No, stop this! I'm not sure what would possibly drive him to do something like that. But when he was in the prayer room, Garrick Pierce chose to take his own life. What? You know what that means, don't you, Eris? He was just so scared of Celeste. But for the sake of it, I'll state it in a way that makes it abundantly clear. Stop this right now! Celeste McCoy did not bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hand. So says the word of Horus. The conditions of your contract were impossible for Celeste to fulfill. That renders it legally and logically invalid. That's checkmate, Eris. You filthy little rat. Contract nullified. You're back. Does this mean I successfully nullified Celeste's blood contract? Too bad about your daughter, though. There goes the bitrate again. You look into your satchel and check the place where you've been keeping her contract. You only find a pile of ash. It appears that it's completely disintegrated. But you're still alive. How? You! At first, you think she's glaring at you, but then you realize... Me? You little bitch! I could have accepted losing to a Heavensborn, but you? What are you talking about? You've erased her memories. She doesn't know why you're mad. Tyrion's the one that beat you. Wait, I remember what really happened now. Did she get her memories back? His contract was nullified? Did she, like, torture him but not kill him? Or, like, she drove fear into him and drove him to insanity? Tyrion, please wake up. You can't die. It appears that he's quite dead. It appears. You! Tweehee, you should be more careful, Celeste. You might hurt someone if you swing that dangerous thing around. She hit him by accident. I was right about you all along. I should have never trusted you. I like your enthusiasm, but there's still something you can do to save him. What is this? Do you feel that pit of dread in your chest? It's the same fear my dad felt after you stabbed him. And with his life, you'll have your beloved Tyrion back. What are you waiting for? End him, Celeste. I can't. What about all those other people you said you killed? What? What are you talking about? Tyrion, he wouldn't want this. He never has to know, Celeste. I can protect you from his Eye of Horus. That doesn't matter. I can't do it. It's just... This man literally killed your adoptive father. Not to mention, he's a dead man walking. You've lived a lifetime of killing people. What's one more person? I won't suffer your self-righteous pity, bastard. Don't misunderstand me. Right now, I want nothing more than to end your worthless life. But Tyrion's ideals are what saved me. That part of him is so wonderful and so beautiful. I could never betray those ideals, not even if it's to save him. You are actually serious, aren't you? You'd seriously sacrifice him to honor his idiotic ideals? I won't do it. I'm not going to sign that contract. Contract? Ah, I see now. What? So you're his little consort, aren't you? Figaqua. Damn it! Wait, get out of the way, you idiot! Drop the weapon, Pierce, don't be stupid. The only stupid one here is you bastard. You should have known from the beginning. No matter what you chose, they were never going to let me live. They? But if I'm fated to die, then it's going to be on my own terms. Wait, stop! Squick. I'll see you all in hell. Damn it! But she didn't sign the contract? That's the bit I don't get here. Menace. She revived him? Are you trying to heal him? It's too late. He aimed straight for his heart. No! Come on, you waste of human flesh. Wake up! I still need you alive. What the hell did you just do? Pierce is dead, and I signed your stupid contract. Now bring Tyrion back. But aren't you like... still... No! No, 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 no! She signed the contract after he offed himself? That's nuts. Pierce was dead anyway, so I thought I could catch her on a technicality. But I never realized what I actually did. You signed a faulty blood contract. You ruined everything! And where did you get off acting like you're any better than them? What? Ideals? Righteousness? Don't give me that bull. I could have accepted losing to Tyrion, but you're a human, and you're a gosh dang killer. Oh. All of you are rotten to your disgusting cores. You would all tear out each other's throats if I gave you the smallest reason to. Tyrion is the only person here with a trace of the celestial self-righteous morality. That's a lie. She dead. If that's what you think of them, you really don't know anything about humanity. Celeste was far more than what you're saying. She's far more caring and empathetic than I am. I could never even come close. Tyrion. And it has nothing to do with whether I'm a Heavensborn or if she's a human, but I think I understand you a little more, Eris. Is that so? Let me ask you a question, Eris. Did you feel any amount of satisfaction when you killed my mother? What? So you figured that out, did you? When you went on that little tirade about killing Heavensborn, I had a feeling. Same. And how does it feel, Tyrion? The person who killed your mother and ruined your life is standing right in front of you. What do you have to say? Nothing to say. Say something, damn it! I think all I feel for you right now is pity. Wow, he is a celestial. What a douche. Oh, that's rich. You pity me? Your existence is an infinitesimal blip in my eternal existence. And yet, you put all of this effort into making me suffer. Well, was it everything you imagined it would be? Did it satisfy you at all? I bet you didn't feel anything when you killed my mother. It was just another drop of evil into your empty soul. I was excited. It was far too simple. I didn't truly make her suffer. That's why I didn't... Oh, is that right? Well, What if you did succeed in throwing me into despair? Would you have felt any sort of satisfaction? Of course, Demons can't tell lies, Eris. You can't lie to us, and you can't lie to yourself. No, that can't... And that's why I pity you. You were fated to be evil from the moment of your creation, weren't you? That's why you hate humanity so much. You envy us. Just like real-life demons. What did you just say? You're envious of humanity. You don't grow. You don't change. You can't become a better version of yourself. You're right. Your existence probably will be eternal. You'll be eternally evil. You'll be eternally unsatisfied. That's why you envy us, because you'll never be free from that fate. That is completely... You can't say it, can you? You can't refute my claim because it would be a lie. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll never be satisfied. Maybe I won't feel any satisfaction from killing you. But I'm still going to try. Oof, I like that square in the middle. Arrogant witch. Where'd she go? Well, I suppose that solves that. Although, she'll definitely be back one day. And when she does, I'll be ready. For now, let's be satisfied we've finally discovered what happened. Oh, right. About that. Are you serious? After all that, we still don't know who the patron is? At this point, I'm just glad Ms. McCoy wasn't the true mastermind behind this. Speaking of which, now that I've nullified her contract, Celeste should finally have her true memories back. Ugh, I do remember what happened, but it's still really fuzzy. I've really been trying to remember what was on Arya's contract when I caught a glimpse of it. But I think that's the memory Eris manipulated the most. It's possible that she will need some time to fully recover from the Empress's demonic influence. But we don't have that kind of time. Plus the marriage at the end. Well, it's only 140. That damn demon led us around for the entire... I'm glad I did put in a point to split the VOD at the end there, though. And we lost nearly an hour due to Cuthbert disputing that contract. It felt like way longer than that, my guy. It's just past noon. Right. We have less than 3 hours before every magical trace at the crime scene disappears. Could you try testifying? Maybe reviewing everything will help jog your memory. Okay, I'll do my best. Ms. McCoy, could you try to remember what happened during your business with the Empress of Discord? I'll try my best. I think I remember now. We went out to meet with Pierce at 1:50 p.m. and we heard the commotion outside at 2:20 p.m. I saw Arya attacking the guards there, and I fought her for about 15 minutes now before she broke past me. When I followed her into the prayer room, I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious. I checked Tyrion's body and thought he was dead, but I realize now that Beatrice just guessed feigned death on him. Anyways, Eris offered her deal to me, but I couldn't go through with killing Pierce. I think you know the rest. A few minutes after Pierce died, Aster, the Inquisition, and the Kingsguard showed up to arrest Arya. Aside from your conversation with Ilmater, that seems to match up with what we already knew. So we need to wait for Celeste's memories to return. He's clearly not okay with leaving his daughter vulnerable until then. Even if there's nothing apparently significant, I'd still like to cross-examine her. Go ahead then. Okay. Right, we know for certain that the meeting was at 2 p.m. Yeah, she only changed my memories. She could trick all of us, considering that my memories were intact. Must have had the power to change them. I still don't know, man. never actually used her demonic powers to revive you. She merely had Beatrice release the faint death spell that she originally cast. I still can't believe I fell for that. Anyways, who did you see attacking the guards? Was it Arya or Beatrice? I saw Arya attacking the guards there. So you really did see Arya? Okay. Usually you said that you fought her for a lot longer. Yeah, I had to account for the time I spent speaking to Eris. I had a feeling something was off about that. Thanks, Lucia. Saying what I'm thinking. I knew Tyrion would be really meticulous about the timeline, for sure. So I had to make my testimony match up with the time of Pierce's death. I'm really sorry. We'll talk about this later. Busted. When I followed her into the prayer room, I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious. How did Beatrice and Eris get past you? Invisibility? So we weren't wrong about Beatrice sneaking past you during your fight. Yeah, now that I look back on it, it was probably a distraction so Beatrice could sneak past me. What is it, Cuthbert? If the patron was working together with Eris, why would Eris use Beatrice to knock out Arya? Never thought of that. Frankly, I find it hard to believe that the patron willingly went along with the Empress's convoluted plan. They clearly needed Pierce to die, and relying on McCoy to do it seems foolhardy. Right. Is it possible that Eris went off script then? Definitely doesn't seem like the type of demon to take orders from a human. What happened after you saw me unconscious? I wonder if the ripped letter I got from Pierce is my blood contract. Partly. I checked Tyrion's body and thought he was dead. How is Pierce unconscious, though? Oh, I guess I just woke him up. Because you can wake people up from the sleep spell pretty easily. I can't believe you. Oh, come on, guy. I know, but I was just so scared. I thought he was dead and I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm glad that you care about me that much. But what you did almost destroyed Arya's future and let the patron get away. Gulp. Perhaps it's best to stick to the facts for now. I think one blood contract could have such an effect on the investigation. I should have known she was up to something, but I was too desperate to realize it. You were put in a difficult situation. Take solace in the fact that you stuck to your ideals despite that. Scale Lord is being surprisingly sympathetic towards her. This must have been after they went to investigate the fire in the common room. If I asked her to the prayer room as well, I'd have thought the Kingsguard would have kept him in a secure location. Those were my orders. His Majesty demanded to secure the cathedral for the safety of everyone there. He's always been an altruist. This doesn't appear to add any new information, but between the multiple murders and Eris changing people's memories, there might be something you've missed. Remember each piece of evidence you have, and the time each event that day. There might be something you can use. Time? We heard the commotion at 2:20. About 15 minutes before she broke past me. So it was about 2:35. But I remember being awake at 2:30. I remember seeing her at 2:30. But I saw her at 2:30, so she could have still been fighting Arya for 5 minutes after that. I still don't understand how Pierce died by having his own blood frozen and stabbed into him. Like, where did that blood go? Actually, in that recollection, he created the water. Like, didn't he conjure the water? He used Figagua, right? Or wait. Acquia? Did he Acquia? I think he Acquioed. Did we get there? This a while back. He Figagua? I thought he did two things. So maybe he legit just like bloodbended himself. That's crazy. Non-Optima. Didn't they, like, say that they didn't see Celeste when they showed up, though? A few minutes after Pierce died, Esther, the Inquisition, and the Kingsguard showed up to arrest Arya. But, I mean, I guess their testimonies aren't reliable. They did not see Celeste. This all happened at 3:10.
Objection!
The music didn't change. Alright. We went to meet with Pierce at 1:50, and we heard the commotion outside at 2:20.
Objection!
But that's not right. This, like, actually adds up. She was fighting from 2:20 to like 2:35. I saw Beatrice at 2:30. So Arya attacking the guards during probably about 15 minutes. She broke past me. You met him at 1:50? Didn't we meet him at 2? We maybe got there 10 minutes early because we're good.
Objection!
The thing that's getting me is like that she's saying Pierce was unconscious, but that Pierce definitely was conscious in that last cutscene.
Objection!
But like they could have just cast the sleep spell and then woke him up. The meeting was at 2 p.m. Should change memories. She was saying that my memories were intact. She was not had the power to change them. to save everything. I followed her into the prayer room. I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. Why weren't you knocked unconscious? Maybe you weren't within 30 feet.
Objection!
Maybe they stopped concentrating on the spell. Or maybe she made her fortitude save. Alright, we weren't wrong about Beatrice doing her thing. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's probably a distraction so Beatrice could sneak past me. What was it, Cuthbert? If the patron was working together with Eris, why would Eris use Beatrice to knock out Arya? I never thought of that. Frankly, I found it believe the patron willingly went along with the Empress' convoluted plan. Clearly needed Pierce to die, and relying on McCoy to do it seems foolhardy. Wait, is it possible that Eris went off script then? Sheffield doesn't seem like the type of demon to take orders from a human. Followed her into the prayer room. I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. This one. Found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious. Wait, you weren't there when I was knocked unconscious.
Objection!
I found out Beatrice or anything. No, maybe not. So you have sleep.
Objection!
Got her. I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious. Probably a distraction so Beatrice could sleep. The patron was working together with Eris. Why would Eris use Beatrice to knock out Arya? I don't know how to believe that the patron willingly went along with the Empress's convoluted plan. Protect Tyrion's body. Wait, Aster went to the prayer rooms? He was stuck till 3. Say that again? Hang on. He was trapped from 2 to 3. Ah, shoot. A few minutes after Pierce died, Aster was there? There's no way.
Objection!
Wait, what? What is it, Cuthbert? Celeste, are you sure Aster showed up only a few minutes after Pierce died? Yeah, I remember that part pretty well. Eris seemed really worried about being seen by them. Have you figured something out, Mr. Cuthbert? It's just that... May I remind you that we are extremely pressed for time. Stop wasting our time and just say what you want to say. Celeste, Garrick Pierce died at 2:45 p.m. and Aster showed up in the prayer room only a few minutes after. Yeah, what are you... Wait. That raises a big question. How did Aster enter the prayer room around 2:45 p.m. when he should have been trapped in a force cage until 3 p.m.? Wait, you're not serious, are you? McCoy's memories are clearly unreliable. My men all reported that His Majesty led them to the prayer room after he exited the force cage. Normally, that would be more concrete when compared to Celeste's testimony, but we can't trust their testimony. What are you talking about? While I was disputing Celeste's contract, Eris declared that she made contracts with multiple members of the King's Guard. What? They were working together with her, and if these contracts were structured similarly to Celeste, she must have had the ability to manipulate their memories. This means they could have intentionally or unintentionally lied during questioning. To think even the King's Guard have been compromised. How could I have let this happen? Even if we assume that he somehow escaped an inescapable force cage, how did Aster know to head to the prayer room? I understand your point, but do you understand what you're implying? I'm not trying to imply anything, I'm just stating the facts we know. We know that a human, whether willingly or otherwise, worked with the Empress of Discord to orchestrate this massacre. He was deeply trusted by Arya Steelwind, so much so that she didn't even think twice about signing a contract that he gave her. There's only one person who meets those criteria, Tyrion Cuthbert. Aster de Wyvernguard, the reigning king of our kingdom. Order. I will have order. Mr. Cuthbert, you understand the weight of this accusation? To claim that the king collaborated with a demon in any capacity is no small thing. I do, but I'm hoping this is all a misunderstanding. After all, Eris's goals seem to be nothing beyond showing as much discord as possible. She made us believe that Celeste and Arya were both murderers. I want to save Arya, but I also believe in the people who've believed in me. If Aster has information that can save Arya, we have to find it. Very well then. I suppose it's only right then, with everything that's transpired, that the king should make his truth known. I agree, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Kingsguard, please escort His Majesty to the stand. Hi. Thank you for cooperating, Aster. Yeah, you're on a first-name basis with the king. I understand your position, Mr. Cuthbert. I am hoping you can shed some light on how Arya came to be under the blood contract in the first place. It's possible Eris tricked you somehow and made you carry out the massacre. There has to be something we're not seeing, despite what the evidence points to. Evidence? You're referring to Celeste's testimony, am I correct? I'm sorry to say this, but are you sure we can trust her testimony? We can trust her now. She's no longer under the effects of a blood contract, which you claim no longer exists. But only you have the power to manifest them in the first place. What are you getting at? I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I suppose what I mean is, after everything that just happened, how can we trust you? What? You disappeared for quite some time to who knows where. And the only person who was there with you was Celeste, and a demon who can clearly alter people's memories. Isn't it a little convenient she was burnt to a crisp almost immediately after your return? She said it multiple times. That didn't actually kill her. And now, you're singling me out as the patron, the one ultimately responsible for the murders of Von Sanctus and Sybil. If that demon made you into her puppet, wouldn't this be exactly what she wanted? That's right. How do we know this Heavensborn can be trusted? We've all heard his stories. He's practically a dissident. For all we know, he could be an agent of the theocracy. You can feel the room turning against you. Even the scaled lord looks so wary. Mr. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you after everything you've done, but I suppose there's one way to confirm your theory. And what's that? Use your divine edict on me, just like you've done several times before. If I truly was in league with that demon, shouldn't I have a contract with her? It will appear, even if I was made to forget about it. Oh man, it sounds like a set me up. Wait, that's right. We already tried that before and it didn't work. Which means that he definitely doesn't have a contract with her. Why aren't you doing it? I can't. I already tried it. Nothing appeared. I see. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. I know you care deeply for her. But we all saw Celeste's blood contract, and we heard her earlier confession. Not to mention, we have no way of knowing whether Celeste is truly free from Eris's influence. If Miss Steelwind is to be saved, we all must accept what needs to be done. I don't like saying this, but... So, him being the patron doesn't make him into having a blood contract with Eris. He can still be the patron. Right? This time this trial comes to a conclusion, don't you, Your Grace? Yeah, it's time for bed. Damn it, he's even got the Scale Lord on his side. Even if it's against you, he raised a lot of good points. Is he acting with malice, or is he just being careful? Come on, think, Tyrion. We just proved my blood contract wasn't valid. But the one who made Arya commit those murders is still out there. Shrewd head on his shoulders. Maybe you didn't think about this the wrong way. Eris found ways to trick people into signing blood contracts before, so she wouldn't necessarily need a blood contract to trick Aster into accidentally helping her. The question is whether Aster knowingly did this or not. The question is, what part of the plan required Aster's physical involvement? Handing the contract over. That might have left behind evidence that proves it. What? Had to be some sort of physical involvement on his part. That might have left evidence that proves it. Aster was tricked into signing the blood contract. No. The force cage. Aster was forced to hiding. Arya didn't want to hiding the victims. Arya was tricked into signing the blood contract. Yes. He needed to trick Arya into signing the contract somehow. But you've seen how she is around him. That wouldn't have been very hard to do. No, Arya may be a lovesick disaster around him, but she's still an attorney. She would be careful to read any contract she signed. We deduced earlier that her blood contract was disguised as a normal legal document, and I remember, when you caught a glimpse of it, you immediately started teasing her. I'm really trying, but I just can't remember what I saw. Huh. But if I was teasing her about it, then it was probably related to her relationship with Aster, right? What did Arya think she was signing? I figured this out 10 hours ago. Sorry, that doesn't really narrow it down. No, that's exactly the clue I needed. Really? Eris signed a marriage license. Not Eris. Aster, there is one piece of physical evidence that proves you were involved in this. Really? The patron controlled Arya and committed each of the murders without having to do anything personally. But this was all contingent on tricking her into signing that contract in the first place. I recall that you went to a meeting with the High Speaker right before the massacre started. It was to discuss your marriage to Arya, wasn't it? Yes, that's correct. Aster, the blood contract that Arya signed needed to look like a normal legal document, but I just realized something while reading it. The language used would have made sense under a different context. In that contract, Arya gave you her mind, body, and soul. It would bind her to your soul as long as you both live. Wait, are you saying... No. In other words, till death do you part.
Objection!
That's a big leap in logic, even for you. Whoever tricked my daughter would have surely destroyed the evidence by now. That demon went out of her way to destroy her memories of signing it. I doubt they would have left any copies of the marriage license to be found. Indeed, bringing such heavy accusations against the High Speaker or the King will require more than just speculation. First he dares call the King to testify, and now he's trying to indict the High Speaker? He's a traitor to the nation. I have more than just speculation, Your Grace. I have a copy of it. But your divine edict only recreates the terms of the blood contract, not the material that it was written on. The original document wouldn't be visible in your copy. That wasn't the copy I was talking about, Aster. It's the copy on her stone. What? Don't you wonder how I knew about the blood contract? Every attorney has a magical rune stone. They let us take pictures of crime scenes and write down notes magically. Yes, I'm well aware of them. Did you know Arya took a picture of the marriage license she signed? What? She was so happy to finally have your union codified. She took a picture of your marriage license, even though it was technically illegal to do so. She just took a picture. Why would she? The moment she regained consciousness, she thought she was in a danger to others. She had no memories of what she did that day, but she knew something was wrong. That's why she locked herself in a prison with an anti-magic field. She was being rightfully cautious. But had she simply left any of those anti-magic field and checked her runestone... Have the anti-magic fields stopped their runestones? She would have found a picture of a marriage license with the same words as her blood contract. Where'd his eyes go? So I'll ask you this, Aster. Who gave that marriage license to her? Celeste. Was it you or the High Speaker? If you don't want to answer, we can drag the truth out of both of you. Don't bother. No. So it really was you? Tell me, Mr. Cuthbert, do you know what the best kind of lie is? Kind that's hardest to disprove. No, not quite. It's the kind we won't even try. The best kind of lie is the one you want to believe in. The truth can be right in front of you, but it will make you look away. If I recall correctly, McCoy made you experience that firsthand today. Your Majesty, what are you... I'm done with this farce. My boy! I'm sure if we brought the High Speaker to stand, Cuthbert would just deduce what happened anyways. It was always going to end this way, I suppose. Perhaps I was just lying to myself. Oh, the lie he's referring to is the lie that he thought he could beat Tyrion? Your height. No. Aster, you whelp! Are you saying that it was you? That's not the real Aster. This illusion magic traces on it. You used my daughter to commit mass murder? I did, Lucio. What of it? How could you? Oh, shoot. Look at that. Now he's got the anime pointy teeth. Now he's being Bukubaki Chun-Li. I was only cleaning up the mess you created. Oh, what right do you have to judge my actions, oh great scaled lord? And if it weren't for Eris's little games, I would have done it in much cleaner manner. Pardon me? No, I think I'll be pardoning myself. Can't be serious. I am King of Wyverngard, am I not? Is that not my right? You're insane. Tell me, does this terrify you all? Is this all to prove a lesson that, like, monarchy is bad? Like, oh man, he murdered a lot of people to prove that point, but this is kind of his endgame. To know that I can do whatever I please with no one who can stop me? But the Scaled Lord outranks you, even according to the Parliament, right? Constitution. Is this not what you've all been doing to the rest of this country? Do you seriously expect to get away with this? I do. Who has the power to stop me? The Scaled Lord? Yes, exactly him. That's why he hosted this trial in the first place. His authority is above yours. I didn't ask who could stop me, Tyrion. I asked who was going to stop me. Oh. What? Why aren't either of you saying anything? Yes, Rathalion, have me arrested. Put my 7-year-old brother on the throne. I'm sure history will tell you exactly how a kingdom fares when a child sits on the throne. I mean, Josiah did alright. Or would you take the throne for yourself? You spent all those centuries huddled away in this ruined city. I'm certain you know exactly what problems this nation is facing and what it needs to right itself. Rathalion. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. I came here to do what was best for my people. I mean, did he just like blink and his eyes glowed a little? I just blinked. I may not know the best course before me, but I know with painful certainty that it is not to seize control of this nation. I will not take that responsibility again, nor will I thrust that responsibility onto those who would not have it. Not really surprising. From everything I've seen, negligence has been your one consistent trait. And what about you, Lucio? Are you going to try to depose me? The beloved prince, now king of Wyverngard? Or did you remember, the people of this nation love me and hate you? I hear you're very skilled at arguing, Tyrion, but I doubt even you can make the public see that that is anything other than a military coup. Wait, say argue? I mean save. Can you imagine? Grand General Lucio deposing the new king of Wyverngard before the previous king's body is even interred? I wonder just how bloody of a civil war that would plunge this nation into. And even if Lucio doesn't have much difficulty crushing the commoners, I'm sure you can imagine just how tempting a weakened Wyverngard would look to the other nations. Damn it, by killing Sybil and Von Sanctus, he left a power vacuum that only he could fill. Aster, you're holding the entire kingdom hostage. I am merely consolidating power where it belongs. In the hands of a kind and benevolent ruler who is finally going to fix this nation. You murdered several people, consorted with demons, and enslaved your own fiancé. I'm sure that to you my actions may seem evil and unforgivable, but to the rest of them in the Wyverngard nobility, I very much doubt I'm even the first to do such a thing. This is just politics. My boy. And I think that makes checkmate, Cuthbert. He didn't even get the line right. I can't believe it. I've always wanted to say that. What are you all doing? Are you just going to let him get away? Lucio, she's your daughter. Are you just going to let him keep control over her? My daughter would not sacrifice the stability of Wyverngard for her freedom. Yeah, that's true. You know that to be true. That's... He killed so many people and he enslaved Arya. He almost killed you, and he tried to kill me. Wait a minute, that's right. He tried to kill Celeste? Why did he try to kill you? What do you mean? If Aster is the patron, that means that Pierce originally sent that letter to him. King Wyvern just recently died. What if Celeste was a member of the royal family? But that wouldn't entirely... Oh. Because she's not older than McCoy, so she... Aster's the king's eldest child, and he's of pure royal blood. So that would mean Celeste's blood outranks the king's blood. Because she's younger, she has to be of a higher family. But who outranks the king? McCoy would have no throne under these circumstances. If you were his half-sister, you wouldn't have a claim to the throne. So why would he go to so much trouble to kill Pierce and you? Maybe he just wanted to make sure. But he wouldn't have had Eris kill Pierce personally if it wasn't important. And he's not just killing siblings, because he left Asterius alive. Or whatever his name is. He needed both you and Pierce to die during the massacre, which means you two were just as important targets as Von Sanctus and Sybil. Okay, but my potential claim to the throne would be the only reason why he'd be scared of me. If that wasn't a problem, why would he be so scared of Princess Pierce's blackmail? Would the line of succession be the only reason why he'd be scared of Celeste's parentage? I hope you understand, unless I had no other choice. Know the truth behind McCoy's true parentage, and I'm aware. I have to read this with new context now that I know it's written to Aster. Alaric, that's his name. What did I call him? Mysterious? Is that... Where did I hear that name before? Is that a character from FF14? And I'm aware of how vital this information is to you. As you know, my execution is scheduled for next month, and I'm running out of time. I want to trade this information with you. In exchange, you will grant me my freedom. Oh, so Pierce was just blackmailing the king for a pardon then. Recall what you remember about Wyvernguard's laws regarding parentage. Wasn't there something someone mentioned about that? Oh yeah, if he was found to have killed his father, then he wouldn't get to inherit the kingdom. What? Recall a conversation you had with Coraline Sybil. Each of the four pillars of common control different branches of Wyvernguard's government. Yes, enforcement. Okay, branches. I mean, you're responsible for the king's justice system. That is correct. With the three of the four pillars as leaders dead, very few people will be able to challenge Aster. Sorry, was framed for it. House Steelman would probably lose its influence as well. Aster probably did this all to weaken the ability to challenge his rule. That still doesn't explain how Pierce and Celeste's biological parents fit into this. Caution about Wyvernguard's laws regarding parentage. Scaled Lord. You recall a conversation you had with Eris. Despite everything, our king's constitution still includes a Scaled Lord in our government. Wait, the Scaled Lord and his kin can override the king's rule? Wait, it was Celeste's father. Tyrion Cuthbert. I mean, it's like the only person that could possibly outrank him is the Scaled Lord and his kin, right? What? Flood of memories comes back to you. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvernguard Crown, you're under arrest.
Noticing the commotion, three other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the three knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her. Yeah, she's a mercenary. I know more than one spell now. I told you she was a sorceress, not a wizard. I learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry, spells as in plural? How long did it take you to learn those? A few hours. So you come from the same humble beginnings that I do. Which spells have you mastered? I haven't really mastered any of them. I know about 7 spells, though. You're so chill about it. 7? That's almost 4 times the amount that I. She's learned even more spells. She's been picking up rather quickly. Make no mistake, even in my human form, I have always had the strength of an ancient dragon. This can't be real. My girlfriend's a dragon? Am I a scaly? What is it, Tyrion? It's absolutely crazy, but it also makes a lot of sense. Her ridiculous strength, her natural talent for learning magic. She inherited it all from him. She's still illegitimate. I don't know if she has a claim to the throne. She doesn't really have a proper frame of reference for what a normal number of spells to know is, nor their proper learning time frame. But everybody is like surprised at how fast she's learning them. She doesn't realize it, but everyone's reaction to it is like, huh, crazy. Are you okay? You got really pale all of a sudden. Once you reveal this, there's no going back for her. Do you even have any right to do this to her? She wants to know, probably. Looks like you were wrong about her being Aster's sister. No, Arya's freedom rides on this. And as much as it pains you, this is the only way to save her and Wyvernguard. I'm sorry, Celeste. What? Why are you apologizing? Do I get to be like consort to the queen now? This is awesome. What I'm about? Oh, wait, that's actually good because then we can form an alliance with like the theocracy, right? This is perfect. What I'm about to tell you will change your entire life, possibly in a way you don't want it to. It will place an unimaginable responsibility on your shoulders, but it's the only way to save Arya and stop him. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for doing this. Do you think one little life-changing event could ever change how I feel about you? Oh, this... Are you sure? I owe you and Arya for what I did. But this is... We need to do this to save Arya, right? It's partly my fault she's in this situation. But if my life is really going to change because of this, promise me one thing. What is it? To take responsibility for what you're about to do. Of course, I was always going to do that regardless of what happened. Good. You two done flirting with each other? Never. What did she yeah, that kind of threw me off. I thought she was going to be like, oh, stay with me or something like that. My boy. Wait, this means that Arya is available now. But we have to kill him so that he doesn't have the power over her. Never. If you have nothing else to say, stop wasting all of our time. Aster. I know who Celeste's father is. Wait, really? What? That chain is going wild. No, you're bluffing. You have to be. Why don't we test that theory then? Oh, he's gonna use the eye or whatever. You said that no one could contest your rule of Wyvernguard aside from the Scaled Lord. But there's one more person, isn't there? Ugh.
What are you talking about? Only the Scaled Lord has the political power to override the will of the king. And his kin, Lucio. Yes, I suppose that's... Aster de Wivengard, you needed Celeste to die during the massacre. It's because her existence would always pose a threat to your rule. Are you serious? People of the Wivengard nobility, your current king was fearful of my bodyguard's parentage, and now we know why. Celeste McCoy is the daughter of that bartender from Corntown, but also of the Scaled Lord Rathalon, ancient dragon and creator of all arcane magic. Dang, dude, he got found out. Deadbeat dad. Judging from your reaction, I'm right, aren't I? I'm half dragon? At least. Well, I'm apparently part angel, so you're in good company. They were made for each other. So that demon was speaking the truth. Yes, demons have to speak the truth. We've established that in the last episode. Aster de Wivengard. As a Scaled Lord's kin, Celeste has the authority to pass judgment on you and override your rule. Does that mean they're gonna have Durgan angel babies? Heck yeah. That was, alright, that might have been like the cutest, like, half flirty moment where she's like, does that mean our kids will be Heavensborn too? That was freaking adorable. Man. Alright, we'll go over my predictions. I definitely didn't get them all right. And when you're gone, she will take your place as the ruler of Wivengard. Ms. McCoy, think about this. Can we even begin to grasp what it takes to lead a nation, much less this broken one? You'll find this crown no less binding than any blood contract. I mean, she never agreed to, like, take the throne. Just tell me one thing, Aster. Do you want your cell with a riverside view? Why did you do this to Arya? Yeah. Arya's the best. How could you do this to her? She trusted you. She loved you. You could have changed Wivengard together with her. You could have done it all without having to do any of this. Is that what you really think? I suppose you would. You probably also think Tyrion is the first person to try to change this nation. No, I think Ruby was. Or the Eye Taker. While still working within its laws. There's nothing wrong with having ideas and working within the law. My father was like that too. He was a man of ideals, once. But I watched for my whole life as he was forced to compromise on everything he believed in, one ideal after another. It was to keep the peace. We must maintain the stability between the noble houses to uphold law and order. Do you know who paid the price every time? Not him, not me, not any of the nobles gathered here. No. The people who paid the price were the common folk. The kind of people you two are always trying to save. I would honestly have thought you'd understand by now. A gulf exists between what is just and what is lawful in this kingdom. I'd have thought that the two of you, out of everyone, could have understand why I did this. Not really, dude. Like, as the king, you actually could have made a significant change. We know it's not fair. Well, I'm okay, I guess if his dad tried, so maybe he just assumed he wouldn't be able to. But we're capable of changing it, and you had the power to do just that. I am changing it. You worked so hard to find the truth behind Font Sanctus and Sybil's murders, but here's a little bit of truth that's evident to everyone in this room except you two. Half of the people present here today are glad they're gone, and the other half wants to be the ones to replace them. The blood I shed in a single hour did more good for this kingdom than you two would have done in years. But also, like, you're the king, so you could have actually just executed them. Right? So that's how you plan on fixing this country's problems? By working with demons and killing your way to a brighter future? If I have to, why not? Every day, across this nation, commoners are killed and oppressed at the hands of the very nobles gathered here. It's actually starting to sound like, Bakul Jaja. Or not Galulja from, Final Fantasy XIV. He's like, I have to kill everyone so everyone can understand how precious life is. They bleed this country dry and feed on its people like carrion. I'm merely returning a much needed sense of equality. It's like, the dragon guy gonna like answer to the fact he abandoned his daughter? Do you really think any of you are in a position to judge me? All of you who came running at the news of my father's death also could be the first to fill my ears with your sycophantic praises. Do you know what the difference between the Empress of Discord and all of you is? That demon was just a bit more honest. Arya wanted to change that. She would have helped you. Arya's too stupid and too naive. That's it, dude. You've gone too far. Now I'm gonna kill him. She loved you. How could you? She loved her idea of me. Yeah, that's kind of true. But you put that idea in her head, I think. Your, like, supposed ideals of being for the common folk, that's what attracted her to you. She loved a weak and ineffectual prince who would have born... Yeah, it's on him. It is very easy to, like, fall in love with an idea of somebody and build them up in your head, but, like... He definitely portrayed himself as the person that she thought he was. It wasn't like she was that delusional about it. It was him being deceptive. Smile. She loved your kindness, Aster. This is kindness. The blood I will spill will be the greatest kindness this kingdom has ever known. And once I am done, Wyverngard will be better and stronger for it. Aster, McCoy, I don't care what you are. The Scaled Lord's daughter, the rightful heir, none of that matters to me. I will save my kingdom and its people, and I will carve the rod out of its heart, piece by bloody piece. Nothing will stand in my way. I am Aster de Wyverngard, King of Wyverngard, and consort to the Lord of the Sixth. I am nothing but a dead man. Dude, he's doing it. He said it. He said that he was gonna. He said once he found out that dude was dead, it's you. You're dead, man. Fullness. Let me just check something real quick. Yup. Lucio. What? No. Lucio, what have you done? The blood contract, Cuthbert. What? My daughter's blood contract. Does it still exist? You check your satchel, and sure enough, Arya's blood contract has completely disintegrated. Its conditions have been fulfilled, haven't they? Because they no longer both live. Excellent. Autopsy report. Time of death, 2:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Lucio, this is not what we discussed. My daughter would never be free as long as that wretch lived. McCoy agreed to take his place. This was always how it was going to end. Lucio, you can't seriously expect to... Save your breath, Cuthbert. I already know. I'm gonna have to defend Lucio now. Except... no, never mind. Kingsguard, what are you standing around for? The Grand General has just committed regicide. Arrest him at once. Objection. Oh, end of chapter music.
I suppose that's that then. But this isn't really something to celebrate. I'm compelled to agree. To think that His Majesty was so far gone that he'd consort with a demon. Also, he could save the common folk? Regardless of his actions, he did have the same goals as you. He truly wanted to make things better for the common folk. Even with the Eye of Horus, you never caught a hint of the pain he must have been feeling. He closely guarded his true emotions from everyone, including Arya. No wonder Eris was able to manipulate him. You, of all people, know exactly how easily she can exploit someone's emotions. Nevertheless, it's apparent that there's no need to continue this trial. Although it's clear our work is only just beginning. I'm sad. Daddy, why did you abandon me? Court is adjourned for the time being. You are all free to return to your homes. However, I'm sure there's still much for each of us to discuss. Many things have changed here today, and I'm sure many of us will need to make arrangements to adapt. Until then, please refrain from discussing the events of today outside these halls. No spoilers. This goes without saying, but we must keep today's events a secret from the public, at least for now. You all exit the Scaled Lord's lair. Considering everything that's happened, this should feel like a victory. Arya was saved, Eris was vanquished, temporarily at least. And the patron no longer lives. I can't remember why I thought Tyrion might have been the patron. I think it's because in my head, I liked the narrative of him having to out himself as the patron and get killed by Lucio. Well, also there was the whole we needed to come back around to the text from the intro, and I thought that would be the context where we got it. The showdown with Eris was really cool, though. My boy, how could you do this? Aster, no. Now we'll never get to see Arya in a wedding dress. Hey. Hi. We won, didn't we? So why does this feel so... Yeah. I feel the same way. Wait. I thought you were gonna say you loved me. He was a terrible person. He killed people. He tried to kill us, and he used Arya like a puppet. But I really wish we could have changed his mind. Yeah. Sometimes people are beyond saving. I think he made up his mind a long time ago. He knew what he was doing to Arya, and I can't think of any other way we could have truly freed her. I mean, you could have had a necromancer on standby to revive him after he got killed. But the terms of the contract might have come back, because it wasn't until they die, it was while they live. But then if the contract disintegrates, I guess it's complete and probably wouldn't have come back. Yeah, we still never got to use this. No one ever made any zombies. What kind of game is this? I know, I just hope she's... Hello. I'm glad I found you before you left. You freeze up when you look at her. More specifically, you're a little disturbed by what the Eye of Horus is showing you. Oh, Arya! I'm so sorry, Why are you apologizing? What? If it's about your testimony, I'm afraid I will need to charge you with perjury. Ah, right. But, she can pardon herself, it's fine. If we learn anything from this whole story, it's that the Dragon Queen can pardon herself, it's fine. Wait, seriously? Come on, I'm basically your boss now. No one is above the law. That was made apparent when she suddenly stops talking before she mentions his name. Aww, poor girl. Aww. She doesn't trail off. Her voice doesn't even break. She simply stops, as if she were a machine that ceased functioning. Arya? Anyways, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. You do have a talented defense counsel after all. Right. You really want to say something back, but you're too off-put to say anything. Anyways, I wanted to thank you for the work you've done, Mr. Cuthbert. I truly mean it when I say you have my gratitude. Yeah, of course. Anyways, I have much work to get done now that my, dad's... She's had to prosecute her dad? Yo, the tables have turned. And now that the Grand General is in custody... So she's now, like, basically the leader of the only pillar that's still standing? I'll be taking my leave. Yeah. What was that all about? Why didn't you say anything to her? I didn't see anything through the eye. Maybe she was an automaton. The Frege still exists? Oh, that's true. There's still Lifa. I guess... I guess he died a month ago, so they've kind of established Frege. I didn't see anything. Wait, she was actually a construct? Oh no, the old trope is back. Miss Von Sanctus's kid that was barely mentioned in the previous case. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have heirs. Like, every pillar would have an heir, but like the two that like just died, they're gonna need some time to settle up. But yeah, I think Lifa's kind of like been establishing herself, so she must be subconsciously guarding her emotions. Yeah, you should learn to do that, Celeste. Consciously. I guess I don't really blame her. No, Celeste, I didn't see anything. What? I looked at her with the eye. She wasn't holding anything back. Ah, yeah, because it only sees what people are trying to hide. And even with that, I saw nothing. There was no anger, no sadness, no fear, no joy. The four emotions that exist. I've used the eye to see the emotion of countless amounts of people. But I've never seen that before. It was like I was looking at a machine. Dude, she's the best wife here. But you're right. I should have said something. I'm going to... As you're about to chase after her, Celeste stops you. You mind if I talk to her? What? Are you sure? Yeah, we actually hang out a lot outside of these channels. It's like just actually BFFs. It's too good. I think she might respond better to me. You remember the comforting feeling of her hand in yours. Alright, I suppose I'll let you handle it. Once again, you remember the comforting feeling of your... Oh, I said once again, alright. Just, you know, keep it verbal? Does he think that she's gonna go make out with her to console her? What? What? Excuse me? No. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what you're saying either, Tyrion. You think she's gonna go pick a fight? Oh. She said that they were besties, though. Alright. I completely misunderstood what he was saying. Just go. Alright, you weirdo. Yeah, okay. Celeste is thinking the way I'm thinking about what Cuthbert was thinking. It looks like you've gotten the acquittal of yet another client, but it didn't tie up quite so neatly as you'd hoped. What do you mean she's gone? She was just here. I'm sorry, Your Grace. You may not know what the future has in store for the two of you, but perhaps that's okay. You have a feeling that as long as you have her... No. As long as you have everyone, you can begin forging your own path. Celeste's a strong warrior chick, all Tyrion seeing of her problem-solving skills beating the crap out of them violently. Why is she like, don't make it weird? A path that is completely chosen by me this time. Oh, New Game Plus, let's go. Damn it, Arya, where are you?
Hi, Dad. Oh, hello. My apologies. I didn't mean to frighten you. No, it's fine. You're looking for Ms. Steelwind, aren't you? Yeah, how'd you know? She's been sitting outside my lair for a while. I tried speaking to her, but... Yeah, I get it. I'm going to try talking to her. Of course. Italian. Yes? I'm not mad at you, you know? What? I'm not sure why you left me at the McCoy Tavern, but because of that, I got to be raised by my mom and dad. And if I didn't live there, I would have never met Tyrion or Arya. I could have never be mad at you for giving me a life like that. I think you should be a little mad, though. I don't think that excuses his actions. Plus, now I know that I'm half dragon. You can be excited about being half dragon, though. That's fair. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Miss McCoy. Don't be so formal. I'm technically your daughter, aren't I? Right. Celeste. So, I've been meaning to ask. About you and Mr. Cuthbert. Are you two... Oh, wow, look how late it is. I'd better go talk to Arya right now. I'll see you later, Scaled Dad. I mean, Scaled... just bye. She called herself my daughter. I suppose I understand how you feel now, Lucio. Yeah, I mean, Lucio had a daughter for 18 years. He had a daughter for 30 minutes. Like, yeah. Hey, Arya? Oh, Celeste, what are you doing here? Just making sure you're doing okay. You are doing okay, right? I am. There's no need to worry about me. You're looking up at the sky. Are you stargazing? Look, I found the Earth. Oh, it's the moon. Which she's been looking at. It's full tonight. Do you mind if I watch with you? What you want? I technically take orders from you now. Bet. Are they like lying on the ground? Looks like they're in prison. I love her squinty face. You know, it was also a full moon outside on the night my parents found me in their inn. That's why they named me Celeste. It's the word for heavenly bodies in the Draconic language. The Draconic language is Latin? Is that so? Yeah, they told me they thought I was a gift from the Scaled Lord. I guess you were. In a roundabout way, they were actually kind of right. It is a little funny when you think about it. By the way, I never got to thank you for sticking up for me before. What? Remember? You jumped onto the stand when Tyrion manifested my blood contract. Not that I blame him, but I don't think even he believed in me at that point. If you'd never done that, who knows how this could have ended up. I really appreciated you doing that. You're a really good person, Arya. I was merely doing what I thought was right. Yeah, I guess that's what you've always done. Are they gonna kiss? You're not really going to charge me with perjury, are you? Of course I am. I was serious about that. Damn it. But we do require your help to hold the structure of our kingdom together. We won't sentence you to prison, but I might have you do some community service. Fine. I guess I can live with that. My father told me I was being too lenient, but I can understand the position you were put in. We all do stupid things for love, after all. Stupid. Oh, don't make me cry, Arya. Arya? How could I be so stupid? Hey, you're not. Hey, he said keep it verbal. Whatever that means. I'm a complete and utter fool. I knew about blood contracts after what happened to Beatrice. I'm an attorney for Scaled Lord's sake. I've read countless legal documents, and when I signed that contract, I knew something was wrong, but I was just so stupidly happy. That's not fair. No one could have expected him to do something like that, especially not cross-product. It was the biggest Esther fan there ever was. Now my father, he's going to pay for my stupid mistakes. I'm sorry. Celeste, why did I trust him so much? Aww. He used me like a puppet with my hands and my magic. He made me... I'm sorry, Arya. What he did to you was horrible, and I don't know how to make it better. But you're not alone, okay? It's not just me. Tyrion, your father, we're all here for you. So please don't shut off your emotions from us. Thank you. Celeste, I think I've made a decision. What's that? I'm going to drop the charges of perjury against you. Oh, man. Wait, are we still on that? Mr. Cuthbert. Is this gonna be the paternity trial? What's happening? I've spoken with my associates in the press. The story we created should be printed as we speak. I don't like this. We're lying to the people of Ermengarde about what really happened. Not to mention, this story paints me like I'm some kind of god. You're a demigod, though. Oh, although I guess Rathalion didn't like being called a god. I understand your reservations, but Aster was right about how the common folk felt about him. We told the people what actually happened. They would never believe it. They'd think that his death was a part of some sort of political conspiracy, and even with this cover story, we can't be certain that they still won't suspect that. Arya? Shouldn't you be resting? Nonsense. I'm not going to sit around feeling sorry for myself while everyone else fixes my mistakes. She may be hiding her pain behind a smile, but she's not shutting down her emotions like before. Was Celeste able to get through to her? As much as it pains me, we should strive to carry forth the virtues that his Aster represented to the common folk. Ermengarde will gain more from those false virtues than from the person that he truly was. The stability of our nation must be maintained if we're to move forward, and if we must use the people's piety against them, then so be it. Arya. And as the newly appointed head of House Steelwind, I will also do my part to support your rule. As will the Scaled Lord. Celeste smiles in gratitude toward their words. She meekly glances at you expectantly. Do you even have to ask? I made a promise to you, didn't I? She wants to hear the catchphrase again. She's so excited. And it's not just us. I'll do my best to make sure that the rest of Wyverngarde supports you too. Oh yeah? Since you two patched things up, we could also ask for Ruby's help. Right. I forgot that I was supposed to meet with her this morning. I'll need to apologize to her about that. Wait, have you still not told her about what happened yet? We had more important things to worry about. I'm sure that she'll understand. Tyrion, the last time we saw her, you manifested a blood contract without explaining anything. Then you vaguely said something about helping Arya. Don't worry, I'll explain everything to her once things quiet down. Tyrion, that story we fabricated is being printed right now. Everyone in Wyverngarde is going to read about it in the paper, including her. Yeah? Oh. Welcome home. What's all this noise about? What? Have you been living under a rock, lady? Read the morning paper. The Scaled Lord has returned. What? Demonic attack claims lives of prominent figures? Chaos broke out yesterday during the private wedding between Arya Steelwind and Crown Prince Aster de Wyverngarde. So are they gonna try to play like the Aster's dad also died in this massacre? Clever.
In a surprise attack orchestrated by a malevolent demon, a devastating loss was inflicted upon our kingdom, shattering the very foundations of our power and stability. Carnage left in the wake of this abyssal assault was nothing short of catastrophic. Among the fallen were Lady Coraline Sybil, Lord Lloyd von Sanctus, and Lord Lucio Steelwind. They're claiming that Lucio died? Both King Olivier and Crown Prince Astor made a heroic attempt to repel the foul monster. And while the profane demon was felled and defeated, the king and the crown prince tragically lost their lives in the ensuing battle. However, amidst the chaos and despair, a glimmer of hope emerged to prevent the kingdom from descending into further disarray. The Scaled Lord himself descended from the heavens, restoring order and making a profound proclamation. In a selfless act to maintain the integrity and unity of Wyverngard, the Scaled Lord anointed his holy daughter as the new Queen of Wyverngard. What? Ugh, again with the Scaled Lord nonsense? This reeks of a violent political coup. Whoever this new queen is, I bet she's just another rotten noble. It says here there's a picture of her on the next page. Huh? Wait, what the phew? After hearing about what happened in my former... I want to ask you if you give me your majesty. I want to continue to atone for all the harm I've caused. I better need to read fast. Character render Reagan. Character animation Reagan. I will continue my studies in the field of conjuration. With the kingdom in such disarray, it falls on the people like me to maintain order. Why are you looking at me like that? Sub-character design Violet. Courtroom chibbies. We'd never be able to do this if it weren't for your investment in our cafe. I feel partially responsible for what happened at the Imperial Academy. I'd like to make amends however I can. Don't worry about that. Business has been booming ever since we set up shop in Rathlum. But more customers just means more work for me. Micah. Furukawa. Yenart. I've been developing my necromancy ever since I began working under Lord Asclepius. I think I've grown quite good at it. Don't get ahead of yourself. You've grown competent at it. No, that was a joke. You're probably the best necromancer I know. Aside from me, of course. Waifu consultation. What a great job. Arif Sidjitqui. Oh, I'm sorry, but I still can't remember anything. But from what I've heard in my record, perhaps that's a good thing. Even if your memories are gone, your crimes can't be changed. You still have to serve your sentence, but I do hope you live out the rest of your life in peace. A waifu consultant. I thought you said waifu coordinator. Insane in the Rain Music. Woo! And Shady Cicada. And Stephen Charles. What are you looking at, punk? Wait. Oh no, it's you! That Gracie chick isn't with you, is she? Why are you looking behind me, man? Did you just call me crazy? Oh, run for it, Gavin. Kristen Nagus, flute, oboe, French horn, euphonium. Good to see you, Mr. Cuthbert. From what I hear, you've certainly moved up in the world. Yeah, a lot has happened. I don't even know where to begin. I'm glad to see the refinery is doing well. Well, I suppose I have you to thank for that. You're quite the... what did Her Majesty call you? An angel investor? Yeah, that's it. Actually, I'm here on behalf of Her Majesty. We both had an idea for a business venture, and we think it would set up a good precedent if we employed a company with your business practices. Oh, I think I like the sound of that. Trombone. Drum set. Violin. I still have much to learn about leading a noble house, but I hope I can bring House Reagan Wyverngard to a brighter future. I think it's about time we ended the constant feuding between the Steelwinds and the Fregas, and I'd like for us to work together. I may not know very much, but that certainly sounds like a step in the right direction. Draco will do best to help Queen. I appreciate the gesture, but I don't think... Banks need gold, right? Draco can dig for gold. Which Queen is he talking about? Pittan. Voice actors. Adriana Figueroa.
And that makes checkmate, Cuthbert. Ah, he lost to the monkey! Did you just lose? No. I demand a rematch. Learn to lose with dignity, for Scaled Lord's sake. I'm glad I let him keep those armbands. That's great. Dylan Duck. To think the Scaled Lord would sacrifice his daughter for the good of our kingdom. Theon, I want this job. Such humility, such self-sacrifice. I'm literally the queen. I wouldn't want this mantle. Actually, this job is kind of annoying. Sorry. Nah, as long as I have you with me, I'm happy. Aw. Q&A. Quality and assurance. Were questions and answers. Brandon Olivier. You may have everyone else fooled, but I know how this story goes. A mage is still a mage, and a noble is still a noble. Come on, don't be like that. Hey, if you want to prove me wrong, by all means, but I ain't holding my breath. I suppose we have every reason not to trust those in power, but we are going to fix this kingdom, and we're going to do it within the confines of the law. But I really wish he would talk to us. He needs time to process everything that happened, and I don't think he'll be very receptive to us, at least not right now. We should probably hire a therapist. Valuna. Crowdfunders. Are you okay? Yes, I really appreciate you coming here with me. His actions were absolutely deplorable. I was hoping coming here would give me closure, but with Von Sanctus and Sibylgon, we have had a much easier time repairing our kingdom. I feel uneasy about all this. No, I also see what you mean. He may have had good intentions, but he refused to let anyone work with him. Even with Eris, they were just using each other. I do think he really wanted to change Wyvernguard, but he would only do it in his own terms. I think if he did end up achieving his goals, the legacy he'd leave behind would be one of blood, not lasting peace or justice. It could be at his foundation. That's surprisingly mature of you. Hey, I'm always mature. Aw. Aw. Goodbye, Aster. Yeah. Bronx. Are you kidding me, Ruby? What kind of ridiculous case was that? Weren't you the one who called a monkey to a stand during Beatrice's trial? Yeah, I suppose you have a point. Anyways, truth is often stranger than fiction. You should know that better than anyone. Oh, I just realized. Is this what you've been doing to Arya? Hey, you're the one who wanted to be the lead prosecutor. I'm only filling in for her until we have a qualified replacement. If you ever got bored of life as a royal, there's always a spot on my team. We're up to the D's. I see they allowed you to keep your ex. I thought I asked you to stop visiting me. You did. I merely chose to ignore you. McCoy's impertinence is rubbing off on you. I'll take that as a compliment. I am glad to see you in such good spirits. It's clear that I underestimated you. Emily equals MC squared. I'm surprised you're not sentencing me to death. I suppose I should be grateful. Yeah, we kinda need you alive so we know when Eris is back. You're using me like a canary in a coal mine? I'm almost proud of you two. Although, I am curious as to why she hasn't returned yet. Yims McGill. What the hell is this? Why are you preventing me from leaving? She told a lie. Make a fool for yourself a second time. You're not to leave the Sixth Circle until you otherwise. Say the words Asmodeus. Are you grounding me? If you want to behave like a petulant child, I'll treat you like one. I swear, when I get out of here... What have I told you about speaking in future tense? She said that Celeste was a human. She told a lie. Are you sure you don't want to move into the castle with us, Mom? No, I've grown attached to this place. It was your father's, and it doesn't seem right to abandon it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Anyways, I'm gonna give you two some privacy. Mom, stop dragging your feet, Tyrion. I want to live to see my grandkids. Rip. We're halfway through the Patreons. So I was wondering, you lived for a really long time, right? I have. Do I have any siblings? No, I'm sorry. There was one many centuries ago, but I lost her. It was rare, even across the centuries, when I've sought companionship. Dragons are magical beings, and the creation of offspring is rare. So much so that it's a miracle that you were born. I'm sorry, but you were alone. I don't really feel that way. I think I spend so much time with Arya that she's basically my sister. And Tyrion, well... Perhaps I should have some words with Mr. Cuthbert. Don't you dare! Do it! He wants to see his grandkids, too. So we meet again, Crimson Demon. Who keeps telling people about that nickname? Who knows? Could have been anyone. Tyrion. You don't like it? I could help you come up with a new one. I'm good, thanks. How about Scaled Empress? Okay, I actually really like that, even though I don't have scales. Sleepy Snips. Oh, ahoy, Cuthbert. I have everything ready for tonight. What? Oh, he's gonna propose to her tonight. Pretend like you don't know anything. What? Oh, I see. It's for her. What are you doing? It's a surprise. Alright, you weirdo. She hasn't figured out how to transform into her dragon form yet? Oh, maybe. Wholesome Wraith. Zach Denfield. Hey, why'd you bring me out here? To set up the sequel. You're not usually this secretive. Come on, it's a surprise. Wait, is that a boat? Are you going to be okay? I thought you were really prone to motion sickness. Don't worry, I've done this plenty of times before. Alright, if you say so. Tyrion, it's really dark. Are you sure this is safe? Yeah, there will be plenty of light soon. Lumos! Or whatever. Soon? In about... Here come the fireworks. 3, 2, 1. Alright, before we watch the fireworks and the proposal here, let's go back. We'll recap my predictions from before. So I predicted that they would reveal an 8th School of Magic of Enchantment. I'm going to give myself that one because they kind of brought in the Divine Magic, which was kind of like the same idea. Like, oh, there's a form of magic that hasn't been discovered or known about yet. But they haven't covered enchantment from Dungeons & Dragons, but maybe there is no enchantment in 5th edition. I don't know. I'm going to give myself a point for that. I said that Eris was going to be from IRL and turn out to be the narrator. I guess they just used it to break the fourth wall. There is one, that dude that disappeared from the painting in the Frege household? What was up with that? Is that going to make sense at any point? That was nuts. Like, we know that like a lot of times Eris is messing with people's memories and she has blood contracts with a surprising number of people. But apparently not with Tyrion. So like, how did she change my memory of that picture? That's what? But anyways, yeah, she didn't. I could still see her as being the narrator throughout the game. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And then finally, alas, Arya and Aster did not get married, but you know what that means. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, right on schedule. You knew this would happen? During certain times of the year, the ley lines around Aranax become extremely potent. Oh yeah, I used to live here. It kind of did, even if it was a fake license. Yeah, but I thought it would be in the epilogue. A lot of businesses here take advantage of this to charge the arcane power cells to their homes. Those effects are amplified when they do it simultaneously. This is what happens when they
synchronize with each other. It lights up the entire city. You're such a nerd. But it's beautiful, right? Yeah, it is. My mom used to bring me out here before everything happened. Yeah, we still didn't get a ton of information about what happened to Frey. You're the only other person I've shown this to. Oh. I really missed being able to spend time with you like this. Yeah, me too. It was so much simpler when you were just an attorney and I was your bodyguard. But now I'm the Scaled Lord's daughter, and you're the lead prosecutor. We barely get to see each other, but at least we're together now. And you have something to remember whenever we're apart. Yeah, this is so sweet. I love him so much. Tay, stop using the I, you cheater. What? That wasn't what you were supposed to say, Tyrion. Your thoughts are leaking, Celeste. What do you... it's been so long, I forgot to... I like how she's like the queen and she has the same outfit. Is something wrong? Or maybe this is just her like civilian clothes for when she goes to hang out. She's always had the habit of teasing you. So you can't help but enjoy putting her on the other end for once. I didn't really mean... Wait, no, I did mean it, but... I know this is a really rude thing to say, but I kinda hate the Eye of Horus sometimes. I love you too, Celeste. Okay. You try to inch closer to her, but she's trying her hardest to avoid eye contact with you. But there is one way to make her meet your gaze. Stand in front of her? Tyrion, do you not want this? Of course I do. I think I've wanted this for a long time. I always find myself smiling like an idiot whenever we're together. I don't think I've ever felt this happy before. Your faces inch closer to each other. Finally! Gosh, it took him like 14 hours. You two may never be able to go back to your old lives, but moments like this make everything worth it. You've always kept your promise, right? No matter what happens, no matter where each of us goes, we'll go there together. Good. Sorry, this is all a little too much. I'm feeling a little lightheaded. Take all the time you need. Right now, we have all the time in the world. Who are you? Miles Varen Kalgalad? Here we go. Time to tease the sequel / DLC. Occupation Arch Sentinel. Age 27. Oh, is this a person from the Theocracy? Ilya Stormwake. Is that why you've called me here? This could have been in an email, Arch Sentinel. This is serious. How did we not know about this Tyrion Cuthbert? Keeping records of this Heavensborn is Lumina's responsibility, High Inquisitor. Frey Cuthbert was always a slippery one. Even you couldn't track her. And he's just one Heavensborn. Ilya, he brought the Lord of the Six to the court of bloody Azathoth. Do you have any idea the amount of damage they could have done to the multiverse there? Yeah, but why don't you explain it? You know, just because I don't know if you know. You're worrying too much. We're still here, aren't we? The multiverse is intact and everything is fine. Ilya, he has the Eye of Odin. That makes more sense? Because his mom's name is Frey? Does he have 2 eyes? I mean, Odin doesn't have 2 eyes. What? Is he actually like half celestial and half abyssal? What? I checked the data my drones collected. These readings, they're exactly the same as the ones we gathered during our experiment with Frey. He awakened its power, albeit briefly, and he did it in front of the Lord of the Sixth. You must assume that the Lord of the Ninth knows about it as well. My head hurts. I gotta... Come on, that's not possible. Even you said it was impossible to manifest Odin's power on the mortal plane. He wasn't on the mortal plane, weren't you paying attention? Lord of the Ninth has begun moving his forces. He knows, Ilya. You know better than anyone else. Nothing is impossible when the House of Horus is involved. Alright, you win. I'll look into this. Exercise discretion if they ever find out about what we did with Frey. I know it could mean war with Wyverngard. Ilya, it could mean war with the entire Outer Plains. I was right, they teased the sequel. Alright, thanks for watching. I gotta go to bed. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, final thoughts? Everything I said throughout. Definitely, like, super duper loved it. Would recommend it. I thought that especially the pacing of the story was really good. Because, like, they always kind of lead the player along just the right amount so that you're really only ever one step ahead of the main character at any given point, which I think is the right place to be. And I thought that was really excellent. Definitely lots of lovable characters, great moments and one-liners and stuff. There were only maybe like one or two kind of like frustrating parts gameplay wise, but I know they're easily overlooked. Yeah, definitely right. Like if anybody likes Ace Attorney, this is an obvious pickup, so tell your friends. It's awesome. Go follow Insane in the Rain Music on your favorite music streaming platform, because he's great. Alright. And if you're watching the VODs, that's the end of it. Thanks for watching. Alrighty. Bye-bye.